How's it going, everybody? I am Donut, and I'm here with...
Thermites.
I have seen all of South Park up to season 20-something. He is watching it for the first time. I've had it every single time. This episode is Death.
Okay.
So, I guess let's just jump in it.
I guess so. The titles have been very elaborate as of late, so...
Yeah, they've been really long, and then we just jumped to Death.
Yeah.
It's one of those openings where they really try and fit as much as they possibly can into it.
Yeah.
Come on down to South Park and meet some friends of mine.
He's got the same fish bunny thing on his hat that Dr. Mephisto had.
Oh.
Birthday to
Singer.
you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday to you.
Jesus.
Now blow out.
How's it feel to be 102, Paps? Shoot me!
Make a wish, Grandpa.
I wish I were dead. That's our silly grandpa. I'm not being silly. Kill me. I'd do it myself, but I'm too damn old.
Ooh, who wants ice cream with their cake?
I will. It's 8 o'clock. My favorite TV show is on.
Such a minimalist walk.
Baby.
And now back to Terrence and Philip.
Hey, Terrence. I think I have to fart. Wait, before you do, pull my phone.
Yeah, fair.
How would you like to make $1, Billy?
My name's not Billy, Grandpa. It's Stan.
Damn it, Billy. Do you want $1 or don't you?
Sure.
Okay. You just have to do one thing for me.
I'm not gonna kill you, Grandpa.
Why not?
Cause I'll get in trouble.
I killed my grandpa when I was your age.
Leave me alone, Grandpa.
What has America's youth come to? Kids won't even kill their own grandparents.
Take that, you stupid dick.
What did he say?
You're an asshole, Philip.
Young man, you are not to watch that show anymore. It's immature toilet humor.
Oh, no, Philip. Looks like you're about to fart. You're exactly right, Terrence.
Strong commentary.
Karen, dear, I just got a call from your friend Kyle's mother. She said that this show is naughty and might make you a potty mouth.
That's a bunch of crap. Kyle's mom is a dirty Jew.
Oh, okay, hon.
Ingrid!
Hi, Grandpa.
You pompous son of a whore!
Jesus.
Go ahead.
What's there?
To be fair, like, I don't know whether there's a boys and girls bathroom in a... Well, I don't know whether there's a boys and girls bathroom in this classroom, to be fair. But, like in kindergarten or first grade, we had a bathroom in our classroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that not a thing you guys had?
No, I think like in kindergarten. Yeah, in kindergarten we did, but not like in the actual grades.
I think we might have in first grade. I might be wrong about that. But, yeah, boys and girls bathroom. That's so big. This is also definitely not here anymore, like, in the canon of the show. This is definitely a out-of-canon scene.
Okay, I see.
It's gotta be.
Yes, Stanley?
Is it okay to kill somebody if they want you to?
What do you mean?
My grandpa keeps asking that I kill him all the time, and sometimes I wonder if I should. Well, then you should. I think that a person has a right to die if they wanna. So is it okay to assist somebody with suicide, Mr. Garrison?
Stan, I'm not touching that one with a 20-foot pole.
Strong contrast.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're gonna miss Terrence and Philip today. But won't your grandpa be there? Yeah. Just kill him, dude. Maybe he'll give you some money.
Hello there, children.
Is it okay to kill your grandpa?
You can't kill my grandpa, Stan. He's already passed on.
No, I mean kill my grandpa.
No, I don't think that's okay, Stan. In fact, I think that's illegal.
See, I told you, dude. Well, yeah, but what if the grandpa wants to die? Because he's really old, and he's just asking for help. Yeah, like assisted suicide. What about that?
I don't want to touch that with a 40-foot pole.
What's the big deal? Why won't anybody talk about this? Hey, Philip, guess what? What? But...
Now, apparently,
That's such a tame episode.
He farted right on his head.
I would never kill somebody. Not unless they piss me off.
Oh, is that a fact?
Oh boy.
Well, let me tell you something, Porky. your mom was over here earlier, and I humped her like a little bitch.
What?
That's right.
Grandpa!
And then I dug up your great-grandma's skeleton and had my way with her, too.
Hey!
Choice piece of ass, your great-grandma.
You piece of crap! I'll kill you!
That's the spirit, Tuppy.
Come on, Carmen, he's just trying to get to you. Don't talk about my mom like that! I can't believe that son of a bitch! Here, Carmen, have some snacky cakes. Ew, snacky cakes? Get there. I don't know what to do, dude. My grandpa really wants to die. I'm telling you, it's okay. Maybe you should ask the Lord for guidance. Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, they can.
South Park Public Access.
Yay. Even me and ye shall find peace.
Yeah, is this Jesus?
Yes, caller, you need to turn your TV down. That's why you're getting that weird feedback.
Oh, sorry. This is Martin.
Martin from Aspen Park. Yes, I know.
How the hell did you know that?
Well, maybe because I'm the son of God, Brainiac. Now, do you have a question?
Oh, yeah. I have this cousin who cheated on the SATs.
Tell little Gregory that cheating is lying and lying is wrong, no matter what the circumstance.
So efficient.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the advice, Jesus.
Next caller, you're on the air.
Jesus?
Yes, my son.
Jesus, is it okay to kill somebody if they ask you to? Because they're in a lot of pain, you know, like assisted suicide. Is that okay?
My son,
Yes?
I'm not touching that with a 60-foot pole. Next caller.
God damn it!
I heard that.
What the hell is wrong with everyone? Harrison,
Yeah, the first 2 times we saw him, I thought, like, oh, maybe it's just an impersonator. But no, that's Jesus.
It is Jesus.
yeah, just because your mom is a stupid bitch doesn't mean the whole world has to suffer. Don't call my mom a bitch, Cartman. Bitch. Your mom is a bitch.
Hey, Philip. It looks like those beans might make me fart. Well, don't fart on me, Terrence.
Dude, he's gonna fart on his head again. No! Hey, you're gonna miss it, Kenny.
You're such an asshole, Terrence. Shut up.
You jerk! You're trying to kill Grandpa. I'm killing Mom.
Damn it, I was so close.
4 third graders from South Park, Colorado were found trying to viciously murder an innocent grandfather.
Boys, how did you get driven so far to the edge? What changed you into such demonic little bastards?
We didn't know what we were doing. We were just sitting there watching Terrence and Philip, and
Terrence
Oh,
and
no.
Philip? Aha! So it is that show that is to blame.
We are fed up.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
We
What
have
is
to
the side
stop
plot?
this smoke from going on the air. We are spreading the word to this establishment that we demand better television for our children.
This is really like a season
We want
20 plot
more
line, not a
quality
season 1 plot
television,
line.
like Full House.
Why?
I think you gave me the stomach flu, Mr. Garrison.
No, it was that little Kenny bastard that gave it to me.
Whoa, Mayor, you making gravy in there?
I just had a brown baby boy.
okay, you can let me out now.
Not just yet.
Let me out, Grandpa. I can't take it anymore. This music is terrible. It's cheesy but lame. And
Is this a
barely
reference?
soothing at the same time.
I know it's
That's
Enya,
it.
but
Now you know what it feels like to be Grandpa.
Grandpa, I had no idea how bad it was for you. Now I understand.
So now will you kill me, Billy?
Sure I will, Grandpa. I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Warsaw. I've prepared a statement for you on behalf of the network. You. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If there are any questions, you may direct them to that brick wall over there.
Hey, you will not get away with this. That does it. No.
they censored Cartman mooning earlier in the episode. They wouldn't let him do that, but they let him do that.
I mean, I guess he's an adult.
Where are the porta potties?
Over there, hon. What, you need to drop some friends off at the pool?
Oh, yes, indeedy.
Oh, you got the cow all tied up? Yep, all done. Okay, come on, guys.
What?
So elaborate.
Why don't we just shoot him? You dumbass Cartman. It has to look natural, or else we'll all get busted. Yeah, stupid.
The network is not taking us seriously.
Oh, every time.
People have had to die for what they believed in, and we are prepared to do the same. Ready?
How do they have armed
Mr.
guards?
McCormick, you shall be a
You don't think
martyr
Comedy
to us
Central has
all.
armed guards?
God
They have
speed.
AK-47s.
We will not
Those are not AK-47s.
Half-wits.
Jesus Christ.
We will all follow suit. One by one, if that's what it takes.
Whoa, what is that? Well, it looks like death.
Brr. It's about time, you lazy-ass son of a whore! Come on, let's go! What the...
Oh no.
He's coming towards us.
More South Park residents continue to slingshot their bodies into the side of the Toon Central building.
Jesus.
Toon Central is now under incredible pressure to cancel the show and has already lost over 20% of their sponsors.
Death is here, and he's trying to take us all away with him.
Stanley, honey, you need to leave Mommy alone. I'm doing something very, very important for your little well-being there.
Yeah, but Mom...
Here, honey, talk to your father.
Did you turn the heat
Why
down?
are their eyebrows going up again?
Keep the thermostat under
I think it's
7.
high,
Take care
maybe.
of your grandpa.
Now they're gone.
I think that if parents would spend less time worrying about what their kids watch on TV and more time worrying about what's going on in their kids' lives, this world would be a much better place. Yeah, I think that parents only get so offended by television because they rely on it as a babysitter and the sole educator of their kids. Totally, dude. Good point.
I got none of that.
Quick, jump through the window!
Kenny's a good friend.
Come back here, you pompous son of a pansy!
Don't let him touch you! You
Well,
guys, he touches you!
I'm over here, you son of a whore!
How bad these jokes are.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Nazi-ass tactics of trying to stink us out with your rancid feces has worked. Therefore,
Whoa.
today we will officially be taking Terrence and Phillip off the network and replacing it with reruns of She's the Sheriff, starring Suzanne Summers. Now get away from here and take your diarrhea with you.
Death was pointless.
Now at last we can return to normality.
Jesus.
Is there a penny stuck in my butt? I don't know, Terrence. Let me check.
Don't let that fab, you're gonna get farted on.
We interrupt this program to bring you loud static.
Oh my god! They killed Kitty! You bastard! Whoa!
Billy!
Grandpa?
I was wrong to put you in that position, Billy. Just like you're wrong to put little Billy in it now. You're so obsessed with ending your life, you're not thinking about what you're doing to his. You must wait to die of natural causes.
Come on, you guys, let's go home.
Where are the rats? There they are.
There we are. I guess Kenny's never died of natural causes, which would explain why he keeps on coming back.
I mean, is death touching him not natural causes?
And now back to She's the Sheriff.
No! God, no!
You were the one behind all
Why these faces?
Yeah, well, you're the stupid
Why are these
hoe
the
that's
realistic
I don't look
faces?
That's realistic.
Say?
up yours, butt munch.
What? Come on, everybody! Back to New York!
Hey, Stan, now that Terrence and Philip has been taken off the air, what are we gonna do for entertainment? I don't know. We could start breathing gas fumes. My uncle says that smoking crack is kind of cool. Why don't we go watch some of those porno movie things? Cool! Yeah! What are you doing, Grandpa?
Do you know over 400 people are eaten naturally by lions in Africa every year?
That's my silly grandpa.
Okay.
Oh boy. Wow.
Whoa, what would you rate this episode?
Oh. I might actually give this one a 5 out of 5.
I think I will too. I wasn't expecting to, but by the end of it, I loved this episode.
Like, this is the first episode that to me really felt completely natural. Like,
Yeah.
all the jokes worked.
And I really like that it spent a lot of its time making fun of itself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite joke out of the episode?
I mean, probably like the adults always finding fart humor funny.
Really?
Like, not Terrence Phillip, but specifically, they would just fart, or someone else would shit.
Yeah.
And then they would uncontrollably laugh.
Yeah, like just the idea of like, you know,
Yeah.
they're lobbying against it, but you know, everybody finds it funny on a base level.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's true or not, who knows? But I think my favorite joke is probably like it might be just the one example that she was showing where it was just all silent and he was going, "I'm gonna fart," and they farted. It was something I can't remember exactly what it was. So, but I think my actual favorite joke of the episode was just the list of chores, and at the bottom it's just written in "Kill a Grandpa."
Actually handwritten, it looked like.
Yeah.
As opposed to a font.
Yeah, with like crayon.
That was really good.
That was amazing. Yeah, so how did you feel about like the themes of this episode and the lesson?
I really liked the general theme of like not just assisted suicide, but the fact that no one wants to talk about assisted suicide.
Yeah, not even Jesus.
Yeah.
Even Jesus will avoid the topic.
And the general like I guess the subtext that a show like South Park is something that's very easily mocked, but yet it can go for the assisted suicide commentary.
Yeah.
Like, this was one of the few episodes where they had a subject that they brought up that they actually had an opinion on.
Yeah. And I honestly, I think most of the time where people did talk about euthanasia is from the other side of, like, is it okay to, you know, kill someone on, like, who's only living, like, on life support or something like that. As opposed to the other side of the situation of, like, is it right to have anybody do that to them?
Yeah.
Like, regardless of if it's right for them to die, is it right to have someone else have to do that, have to make that decision? But yeah, I've very rarely seen it tackled from this side of things.
Yeah.
And then even at the end there, where like, you know, Grandpa's trying to find natural ways to kill himself. Like the idea of like, you know, assisted suicide is morally wrong. Having to have someone else kill you, you shouldn't have to put that burden on them. But you can't ultimately stop someone from killing themselves.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do it, they're gonna find a way.
Like, even if you are morally, you know, again, the limbo thing, if you're morally against it or if you're spiritually against it, there's that gray line of, well, what is assisted suicide? Like, what is killing yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because, you know, natural causes don't exist. Like, you die of something.
Yeah.
You don't just die.
No one just dies because they got old.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting topic that's brought up so early in the show.
Yeah, I mean, that, and also, like, the backlash against the haters, which I feel
Yeah.
is a very, like, in most series, I've seen a lot of series that have done that. It's always, like, season 5, season 7.
Yeah.
This is the
way
fifth,
later
this is like the 5th episode, or the 6th episode.
Yeah. And because a lot of these episodes were generally well received, it is primarily had cult acclaim and stuff, and it was only a select few, mainly in like the first episode, which is kind of deserved.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very few critics that were actually satirizing it, or were actually not satirizing it, were actually critiquing it. But it was mostly like, yeah, like parents and stuff getting up in arms about it. Less about actual critiques about the show, and more just parents being mad that something like this was on TV.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, a lot of this episode's reception was, you know, about the dark subject material it covered, and how, you know, unique that was at the time. Again, the fact that, like they brought up, no one wants to talk about it at all with 10-foot pole, and even for the majority of the episode, they don't talk about it.
Right.
And they just, like, bring it up, but they're just, everybody's still like, we're not going to talk about this, we're not going to talk about it. It's not until the end they actually talk about it.
Which, I mean, I thought the gag was going to be that they wouldn't talk about it, because a lot of the episodes have been, we'll bring this up, but we won't talk about it.
Yeah. But, yeah, it is interesting which episodes sort of take a stance and which ones sort of just bring up an episode. Or bring up a topic, I mean.
Because I don't know if I brought this up in episode 1 or not, but, like, that is the thing that has generally made me not like South Park just in general.
Yeah.
Is, like, the neutrality of it, or the both sides are wrong of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not my preferred humor.
And I definitely think, I actually want to say that, like, you called them, like, centrist. I have a problem with that word. I don't think anybody is actually centrist.
Right.
Or if anybody who is true centrist is retarded. I think that's way worse than being right or left. Like, there's just some topics that you cannot be centrist on.
Right.
It is it is not binary. Yes, binary.
Yeah, it is
1-1-0.
binary, yeah.
Like is what I meant to say. But yeah, there's some topics there. It is only one or two. There is no middle ground. So the middle ground would be stupid. You know.
Yeah.
Like, should we kill this person? Shouldn't we kill this person? You know, should we kill all these people or should we not kill all these people? And the middle ground being like, well, we'll kill half.
Right.
Like, sometimes the middle isn't exactly good.
Yeah. But I would say that I was wrong with using the term centrist. What I really dislike is the both sides are wrong approach of, you know, should we kill these people? Should we not kill these people? I mean, if you choose a side, you're wrong. It's dumb.
Yeah.
You're dumb for caring.
There's one episode in particular that I do love that does have that to it of a, you know, if you pick either side, you're dumb. But there's only like one episode in particular I can think where I do like it for that aspect of it. But yeah, the majority of the episodes that I connect with the most and that I like are the ones where they actually have a side and pick a stance to take, like with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else do I have here? Oh yeah, just Terrence and Phillip, like we talked about the Flashlands humor and stuff like that. We'll talk about the fart jokes, but also the people criticize South Park for its primitive animation. So Terrence and Phillip, is, you know, mouth just flapping up and down, just stick limbs doing nothing, like even worsely animated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole thing about parents just complaining about TV because they don't want to parent their child. A big thing brought up, which is, I think, one of the core things of South Park as a series, is just that as a theme of parents being too obsessed with something else to actually parent their child, and, like, you know, complaining about something that is stupid, ultimately.
Yeah.
Like, why are you complaining about this when you could just yourself tell them not to watch it?
Right.
You know, why don't you just have your child not watch it? Why are you trying to take it off the air?
Yeah, like, I can see it very clearly even now, like, this short into the series.
I mean, yeah, we tackled that a few episodes ago, too, in a way. Right, this is the last of the original 6 episodes that was ordered by Comedy Central, like before they actually signed on for a whole season.
Okay.
This was the last of the 6 episodes they made.
Again, very surprising, because I would have definitely pegged this for an episode that came out, like, you know, after a short break. I mean, I guess the animation style allows them to make episodes very quickly, though.
Yeah, especially with the more computer animated style now. Right, Death riding a tricycle is something like Trey Parker, Peter Parker, Trey Parker drew all the time in school. A lot of stuff is going to keep coming up these early seasons for that. Of like, Trey really liked just drawing this in school, so they put it in South Park. Like, he was like, yeah, I've always wanted to put, or since we started doing the show, I really wanted to put Death in South Park just to have him ride a tricycle.
That's so specific. Yeah. I do love the general, like, the fact that South Park has a tone, or, like, I don't know exactly how to put it, but there are a lot of strange things just scattered about the series. It does give it a very, like, it gives it a flavor. Not a distinct flavor, but, like, a flavor of its own.
One of the reasons why I love manga so much as opposed to, like, anime is because it is one person who is, like, the main creative drive behind the series. And, you know, they'll have assistants, they'll have editors and stuff like that, but it is primarily their thing. They do almost all of it. They do the story, they do the drawing, they do the script and everything. Yeah. So I really love series like South Park, where, you know, it is Trey and Matt Stone doing all of it pretty much. It is primarily their baby, and, like, it feels so much like there's so much inside jokes, not with, like, you know, other shows can have inside jokes with the cast, but this is really just inside jokes with just their lives and just South Park as a real place in the world in general. It's so interesting seeing it, and especially as it goes on with it being way more of Trey's baby. I mean, most of the times where I bring up stuff, it's, Trey drew this, Trey drew that, Trey like this, Trey wanted to do that. Yeah. Speaking of which, though, I will say that the Kenny Diarrhea subplot, which, was that a plot?
I mean, it was. It tied into the main plot way more than some of the other subplots so far.
But there wasn't, like, an explanation. It was just a stomach flu, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was based off of Matt Stone experience in high school, I believe, where him and his friends would bet each other $20 to go up and give the teacher a note that just said, "I have explosive diarrhea. Can I be excused?" Or no, I think it was. I don't know if it was give them a note or say out loud. Like,
Okay.
I'm not sure which it was, but yeah, that's what that was based off of.
Okay.
Now that we've talked about everything that Trey Parker did for 6 episodes, I finally got one thing to talk about, Matt Stone. This is also, by the way, like season 1 and I believe a little bit of season 2 too are all generally directed by Matt Stone and Trey Parker, written by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. From, I believe, season 3, for the rest of the entire series, it's pretty much just directed by Trey Parker, written by Trey Parker.
Okay.
And Matt Stone is more just like a normal writer for the show.
Okay.
Like, he's the creative person behind it. He is Trey Parker. Matt Stone created it.
Right.
He is the ultimate, and Trey and Matt together, and Matt is not ashamed of it. He's talked about it plenty of, like, he likes being the guy that Trey just talks to and bounces ideas off of, and he'll refine ideas and stuff like that.
Okay.
But, like, that's pretty much his thing. It's just, like, a creative consultant, I would say, as the show goes on.
Okay.
But, so yeah, I talk a lot about Trey Parker, not because I love Trey Parker and that, but just because it's just the case. It's just mostly him.
All right.
Stan's grandfather. They wanted to create a rude and unlikable grandfather character because I feel like most old people in media and television shows and stuff like that were really sweet and caring and kind and everything. So they wanted to have a really asshole, rude grandpa.
Sure.
Like, to really show that side of life. And originally, they wanted him to be known as the molesting grandpa, who kept making sexual comments to Stan and attempting to play inappropriate games with him. But Comedy Central refused to allow it, which Parker said was probably the right call.
Yeah.
I do love there's so many times in the early seasons where, like, they did get something censored and they were like, yeah, if we had to stick with that for the rest of the show, that would be pretty terrible. Like, a lot of the early season stuff was, like, stuff like that where he says probably the right call, where they realized, like, we were kind of just doing that to be edgy, to, like, to see what we could get away with, whereas, like, we actually refer what we did with the episode now, and they really like this episode and talk about it being, one of their favorites of season 1, as, like, an exemplifying thing of how serious they could get with the topic and stuff, and very glad they didn't have a molesting grandpa, in the midst of that, like...
Oh, that would have changed the episode so much.
Yeah. Right, so Terrence and Phillip are loosely based on Parker and Stone themselves, also inspired by, Itchy and Scratchy and Beavis and Butthead, and this kind of things.
Okay.
But they're both originally based on themselves, but then they do have the T and P on their shirt, which is supposed to be, like, assumed to be Trey Parker. So it's really they're based on Matt Stone and Trey Parker, but their initials are TP for Trey Parker.
And that's South Park.
It's really weird. And lastly, John Warsaw, the man who runs Comedy Central in this episode, Cartoon Central in this episode, is based on Doug Herzog, who is the executive of Comedy Central.
Okay.
And he was the guy who, like, got South Park on air, like, really pushed for it to be on air and everything. And yeah, he loved his portrayal in this episode and found it hilarious. And just telling everybody to go fuck themselves. But yeah, that's all my notes. Do you have anything else you want to say about the episode?
Nah.
Yeah, I think this episode, like, the ending seems to just be me rambling on for so long, but I think we could get some good discussion out of you in the beginning of these discussions. And the last half is just me giving off trivia.
There's not a lot I can really bounce off of with the trivia, apart from, like, yeah that's a fact.
That is a fact. Yeah, a lot of it I'm bringing up more for the, like, viewer than anything. I'm just like, what can I contribute to this? Well, bring up some shit.
I do think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And I am enjoying it.
I think there's tons of shit I'm learning through it, too, so I'm loving it.
All right.
We'll see you guys for the next episode. If you want to see that, you can get it early access on Patreon. $4 a month. Check it out in the description below. Until then, get the fuck out of here.